Hey everyone, welcome back to the Lookout. Just want to do a little update on the Washburn Fire in Yosemite. Today is 11th of July. Fire kind of woke up today. It's been, for the last 4 or 5 days, it's really kind of been chunking its way slowly across the landscape. Weather's getting hotter and drier, and today the inversion lifted earlier than it has the last few days. And it's kind of making a run today, so I was going to share a little intel that I've been able to sort through of what's going on with the fire. And so let's jump right into it. Okay, we're looking kind of east here over Wawona. Wawona in the bottom of the screen. The yellow areas are things that are blowing up today since kind of the afternoon, earlier in the day today. Red is where the fire was this morning. And actually, red is where the fire was last night, about 10 p.m. when they flew it. So fire's kind of pushed a bit down towards Wawona. I don't know if that was firing operation or what it's doing there. It's pushed down to 41, and main thing I'm hearing is there's a decent sized spot fire established below Highway 41, which is concerning. It's pretty steep ground there, and there's a lot of bug kill, and we just know it's been really difficult to establish containment once, with this long range spotting. So it's not great. It's been kind of held up at the road there for the last 3 days. So not a good deal that it's over the road there or that it's pushing down here into the canyon. The other big story is, where we can see the fire really blowing up on the cameras. It's something kind of been expecting to happen for a couple of days here, where the fire, as it's been flanking up the canyon, it's had slope available above it, and the main thing that's kept it really from running is just the inversion and not really having the winds. So this afternoon, the big kind of mushroom cloud we're seeing, a lot of that is the fire making a big run up out of the canyon, which is what fires do. So we've got some long range spotting out ahead of it, and so that's fire's going to be burning for a long time in the canyon here. As of right now, I haven't heard anything about the fire jumping over to the north side of the South Fork Merced. That all burned in 2017. I've never been out there. I don't really have an idea of what the conditions are. These photos I have here are from, I think, before the fire in 2017. As we talked about before, the thing that really kind of helps us contain landscape scale wildfires is previous fires on the landscape. So this red line across the top here is a retardant line that's been put in over the last couple of days in the afternoon. It's really the only place that they've been using retardant last couple of days on the fire. Was hoping to contain the fire as it comes up out of the canyon. The way that the fire is pushing right now, it's hard to see it getting held up by this retardant line. There were ground crews in here putting in line along the retardant line that got hustled out of there earlier today around 3 o'clock when the fire really started to blow up. So potentially the fire is going to kind of hook around here. There's been so much conversation about worrying that the fire is going to take out the Sequoia Grove. And if you look at where the Sequoia Grove is in the yellow here compared to what the rest of the forest looks like, it's really thinned out. There's a lot of brush. You can really, it's like no other place on the landscape around here in how thin it is. As we talked about before, that's a function of how much prescribed burning's been done there. So I'm still feeling like it's very unlikely that, even though this fire is really showing some pretty extreme behavior, making a slope-driven run in this area that hasn't burned for 100 years, still not all that concerned that the fire is going to take out this Sequoia Grove. If anything, getting fire in here on the ground is going to increase the resilience of the Sequoia Grove. So it's been kind of frustrating to watch all the national news getting this story hyped around firefighters struggling to protect the Grove, when the Grove is really this fire resilient example of what happens when you put a lot of prescribed fire on the ground. I know we've had a lot of losses in giant sequoias in the last couple of years, but what these stories are leaving out is that most of those places that's happened were in areas not in national parks, where there's been no real active management for 100 years, and we've had all kinds of encroachment of thickets under these big trees. So My feeling right now is just that the national media has really been getting the story wrong. The story they should be getting is that prescribed fire helped keep this burn out of this grove. So likely this big retardant line that got painted last couple of days isn't going to contain the fire. It's probably going to spot out, get established in here, um, and have its way with this side of the mountain. However, I think that my feeling at this point, and this fire keeps changing every day, and kind of my expectations have to change. My expectation is even if the fire goes all the way around this grove, that we're gonna come out here when the smoke clears and see a resilient sequoia forest. That's it for now. We'll keep you posted here on the lookout. Well, I guess there's other things to say. Yesterday, I made a post about how the weather conditions were conducive to actually to prescribe burning. Obviously, today the fire is kicking some serious butt, so I was kind of jumping the gun there. I guess what I was trying to say is, if I'm a burn boss with $1 million a day budget and unlimited access to helicopters, aircraft, and anything I really need, uh, you can get away with burning in more challenging conditions. And then just as the climate changes, um, our perceptions of when we're going to be able to burn are changing also. So, and I think other thing I'd say is just all of us, even people who've been in this game for years and years, are learning every day that we watch how things unfold. These fires burn in ways we don't expect in areas of incredible heavy bug kill. And one day they're just kind of skunking along, giving us good fire effects. The next day they look like a nuclear bomb. So everyone's learning all together here. Um, Definitely a dynamic fire, lots going on. We'll keep you posted. Thanks for supporting the Lookout.